Hey there, friends. It's Ruben again, and today I get to talk to you about what would it be or what inhibits us from hearing the Word of God sometimes. And Pete Greig says that it's our pride and the hardness of our heart that keeps us from hearing God's voice. He says what we need to do is soften up. And that's an interesting thing to think about, to soften up. And Jesus was at the end of the parable of the soil, when he was talking about that soft soil is the one that would take in the seed and the word of God and it would produce fruit, but it was the hard soil that would not allow it to grow. And pride in our lives is sort of like that hard soil. It just gets in the way of everything. A practical way to think about it is, Jesus says, let those who have ears hear. And, the funny thing is, obviously we all have ears, but anybody that knows me at all knows that I have to wear hearing aids because the ears that I have don't work very well. And without them, I don't hear people's voices at all. My wife gets to hear me say what probably 20 times a day if I don't have these in. But it was that pride and vanity that kept me from thinking do I really want to go have hearing aids? I'm young, they're going to make me look older, so I'll just pretend. And I would be in meetings here at the church and I would cut my ears like this just so I could hear, and I would only hear half of the information. So I wasn't hearing the voices around me at all. And it was, vanity that kept me from going and getting my hearing aids. And once I did that and got them, the world around me changed completely. I started hearing things that I hadn't heard in a very long time. And, I don't call them hearing aids. Me and my wife actually call them my ears. At night we'll be getting ready for bed and she'll ask me, are your ears on? And if I say no, then she doesn't even bother talking anymore because she knows that I won't hear her. And I think spiritually, it's very much that same thing, that if we don't have the tools we need to hear God, he says in his word, he says, let them who have ears hear. And Pete makes a very interesting point when he says that they were in the presence of Jesus Christ, yet did not hear him. Man, that's pretty crazy to think about. But it's true. We still are and are able to be in the presence of God. And sometimes, we wonder why we don't hear his voice. And is it because our pride is causing our voices in our head to be so loud that we drown out the voice of God? So Pete says what we need to do is soften up, work on your pride, work on those things in your life that are just so in your way that you need to get them out of the way in order to begin to hear the word of God. Let your vanity aside and your pride, and just like we talked about yesterday, slow down, soften up, and then you'll be able to begin to hear Jesus speak to you. God bless you all, Yosemite Church. We love you and can't wait to see you again. Thank you. Have a great day.